morning, campers. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed it again. There we go. Missed a gear right at the start of the video. That's just embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. We're in 9th gear. We're in Wichita. Actually, we're in a city called Goddard, just west of Wichita, Kansas. We're on US Highway 400, one of the more interesting US highways because it doesn't follow the US highway numbering convention. It is a primary east-west highway in mostly in Kansas. I think there's parts of it in Missouri and Colorado as well, but most of it's in Kansas and kind of in between US 40 and US 50, I think. Or no, US 40 and US 60? Maybe? No, 50 goes through Emporia. No, we're gonna have to stop for that. Downshift. Downshift. Better. Thank you. Engine brakes. Engine brakes off. Downshift. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Got it. Well-timed green, was still able to drop it into 7th. 8th. 9th. It's very annoying that there's stoplights on a highway this big. It's okay, it'll switch to freeway in a little bit, and it'll be freeway through most of Wichita. Oh, school bus. On the oncoming side. We've been doing a whole lot of Kansas Turnpike this week, which is annoying because I have purchased a toll tag. I have what's effectively a K tag. It works in all for. That just went. All right, let's downshift, engine brakes, downshift. Engine brakes. Downshift. Engine brakes. Engine brakes off. We're in 7th. 8th. Managed to avoid having to hit my actual brakes at all during that. That was fun. 9th. Oh, missed 9th. There we go. Got it. I can still manually shift sometimes. Split screen. I can still manually shift sometimes. I'm not terrible at it. I'm just not good at it. There's a difference. I am a perfectly perfectly mediocre manual transmission user. Downshift. Minimal grinding. I love all the little business jets you get here because they make Cessna citations at a plant a little bit to our right, so there's lots of test flights happening, lots of completed airframes leaving the factory. Very cool. You get to see some really cool business jets. Also, just there's lots of them coming in and out for repairs or maintenance. Because Cessna is a big deal here in Wichita. And that big empty space over on the right is mostly the Eisenhower Airport. I think it's the Eisenhower Airport. I forget what the name of Wichita's airport is. I've flown through it only once in my entire life. No, twice, I guess, because I flew here and then flew back home for a job interview in like 2011. That didn't work out. But hey, almost. That's the first time a job has ever paid for a flight for me to come interview somewhere. That was cool. They didn't give me the job, but it was still cool. I like Kansas. I do enjoy Kansas. It's been very windy the last couple of days. The last couple of weeks, actually, honestly. We've been doing a lot of Kansas this week, and like I was saying, it's very annoying because I have a toll pass that will work on the Kansas Turnpike. It will actually get me discounts on the Kansas Turnpike. I would be paying cheaper tolls if I had been home at any point in the last 14 days to get it. It arrived like 3 days after I left for the most recent round of trucking adventure. So, looking forward to getting that. That'll also let me use the toll roads in Chicago, as well as the rest of the, most of the East Coast. Chicago's on the Easy Pass system, and we'll have a toll tag that works with that. I believe it's going to be a New York Thruway tag again, because that's what most of these companies do when they sell you an Easy Pass that works on the whole eastern coast. It's usually a New York Thruway tag because they give the best discounts on their own tolls if you use a New York Easy Pass. Let's go ahead and downshift here, because we're going to have to stop. Hi, your back left tire's a little low, my friend. Crown Vic? That is a Crown Vic. My dad used to have one of those. Yeah, so I would like to be paying the Easy Pass, not Easy Pass, the K-Tag toll rates here in Kansas. That's one of the fun things about driving here in the Midwest is you only have to get one of the toll passes, either Kansas, Oklahoma, or any of the 3 in Texas, and they all work with each other, which is kind of nice. I mean, honestly, they should all be working. Like, you should be able to use an Easy Pass here by now. Like, there was literally a law passed that said, hey, you should be able to have full interoperability with all toll transponders in the United States by, like, 2012. And you all might be aware, it is no longer 2012. It is, in fact, 2022, and you still can't do that. That was a bad shift. That was a very bad shift. This poor transmission. Poor transmission. When we inevitably have to get it replaced and or repaired, because from everything I can tell about this, the previous driver was just as bad as I am at shifting, if not worse. Well, we do inevitably have to replace the transmission in this. I wonder if they'll... I wonder if there's any ability to swap this out for an automated manual. Because I would rather have an ultra shift than a manual 10-speed at this point. I don't particularly like the ultra shift, but you know, if I've got to shift gears manually, I would rather be doing it with an ultra shift in the buttons than with the actual physical gear shifter. Like, I know that makes me something of a heretic in the trucking industry, but, you know. I trust the robot to do it better than me. If I miss one shift every day, my transmission is going to last considerably less long than if I just have a robot that does it for me. Even if the robot's terrible at it, and I have to override the robot and tell it to do shifts all the time, it's still better at actually getting it into the gear, you know? I would rather have an entirely manual but computer-controlled shifting mechanism where I have to tell it every time I want it to shift. Like, I don't mind having to hit a button every time I want it to change gears. I'd be perfectly happy with that, as long as it does the change for me and never grinds a gear and never smashes a gear into another gear. Like, it's worth it. It's worth it. It just lasts so much longer. I love automated manual transmissions. They work great. Like, even the crappy ones are better than a human. They're better than me, the human. Like, yeah, they're not great at predicting stuff, but that's what the human operator's for. I think the oldest Ultra Shift I've driven was a 2014 10-speed Ultra Shift, and it had this really nice interface. It was actually a T680, had this really nice interface on the dashboard. It was it felt like a manual shift lever, but you know, park, reverse, neutral, drive, manual. And you had a little tongue switch that you had to hit with your index finger or your middle finger, so you could move the shifter up and down. And then it had a thumb switch for shifting up and down on specific gears, and you could use the thumb switch whether you were in drive or manual. In manual, it wouldn't shift at all on its own. In drive, you could force a shift by using those buttons. And it was great, because like, you know, if you're just accelerating from a stoplight, yeah, the Ultra Shift can handle that on its own without you having to give it any input. But you know, like you're coming up to an off ramp,
keep to the right on I-235 South.
Really? You're coming up to an off ramp and you want to start downshifting to engine brake onto the ramp. You can totally trigger the downshift just with your thumb, and you don't like. Yeah, it's if you start hitting the engine brakes, there's going to be a moment where the truck starts downshifting, and you hit the engine brake and suddenly you're just in neutral, which sucks. That's always a bad feeling. But if you understand that that limitation exists and that the truck's not great at that, you can totally just bypass it. Speaking of bypassing, I don't think we're going to get on 235, because I need to get over to Topeka, and Topeka is up the turnpike from the east side of Wichita, so we're just going to stay on 400 and go straight through.
In a half mile, keep to the right on I-235 South.
What if I say no? Hello, car. Would you like to get onto this highway, or are you taking 235? Seems like you're taking 235. Never mind. Seems like you're getting on this highway.
In a quarter of a mile, keep to the right on I-235 South.
I'm ignoring you today, Mr. Thomas. We're just going to keep going. This interchange has actually changed considerably since the last time I was here. Last time I was here, this was a 4-leaf cloverleaf. You can actually kind of see where the road is still graded for the 4-leaf clover to our right. Much prefer the flyover ramps to the 4-leaf clover design. Far fewer conflicts. Let's go ahead and have you reset yourself.
Continue on this road for 4.2 miles.
No, I'm still confused. It still wants me on 135. Weird. I wonder what it is about Highway 400 that it doesn't like. Maybe it's just because the speed limit's so much higher on the turnpike. But like with this wind, I wouldn't be going that fast on the turnpike anyway. Let's tap the brakes because there's a lot of traffic all merging onto this highway. And they're going to have to kind of figure some things out if they want to get onto this road. Because you can't merge into my truck, good sir, in the pickup. And that is why you don't go up on ramps bumper to bumper like that. Is because you don't know, especially if you're not paying attention to the traffic on the highway. You need to be able to interleave with the traffic that's already in the lane that you're merging into. And you can't do that if you're a meter off the bumper of the person in front of you. Hello, pickup truck. Goodbye, pickup truck. Oh, emergency hazard lights on the shoulder. Is that fire truck gonna need me to move over? I think they can get me through. They don't have their lights on, so I'm just gonna keep going. No, it's just some American style fire truck with bull bars on it. That makes it look like a European front end from a distance. Everyone passing me. I'm fine with everyone passing me. I don't want to try and go the same speed as the cars, because the issue that comes when you try and go the same speed as all the cars on the road is you're going to get past no matter what. Like there is no speed that I can drive short of being 2 feet off the bumper of the car in front of me where people aren't going to get into the next lane, go around me, and then get in front of me. If I'm going the same speed as the cars in front of me, then when people get in front of me, they have to slow down. Because they're going faster than me to overtake, and then they get in front of me and they have to slow down for the car in front of me. So if I'm trying to keep up with traffic, I'm still being forced to slow down every time a car gets in front of me. And it's frustrating. Not a fun way to drive. Hello, car. There you go. Good job, buddy. Meanwhile, if I just set my cruise control for, like at the moment, 58.
In 1.5 miles, keep to the right on I-135 US 81 KS15.
I want to take I-135. I want to go to the turnpike. Bit windy. Nice elevated freeway here. Yeah, if I just leave my cruise control on 58, I'm just like a little bit slower than all of the cars on the road. And they can all safely pass me, get in front of me, and they don't have to slow down. And they don't have to brake check me, and I don't have to constantly be slowing down and speeding up, trying to keep up with traffic. It's much better that way. Though this cargo van, I think, is going to force me to slow down now. Yeah, because he's now going pretty much the same speed I was. So the adaptive cruise should start backing off here now. Alright, I'm just going to manually back off because this is too close.
In a half mile, keep to the right on I-135 US 81 KS15 again. Keep to the right in 0.3 miles.
I do not wish to be this close to you, Mr. Northwind.
In a quarter of a mile, keep to the right on I-135 US 81 KS15 again. Keep to the right in 0.3 miles.
48 miles an hour now. And I'm still not opening up any gap here. Come on, guys. Thank you. Alright, now we can get back up to 58, hopefully.
In 0.2 miles, keep to the right on I-135 South, US 81 South, KS15 South.
I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I ignored you. Zoom. Nailed it. Alright, recount. Give me the route I want. Hey, we did it.
Continue on this road for 5.3 miles.
And suddenly my route is like 4 miles shorter. Huzzah! I wonder if there's a stoplight on this road, and that's why I was trying to avoid it. Like part of this road maybe isn't freeway all the way to the other turnpike interchange. Tapping the brake. These people are slowing down. Downshift. Oliver Edgemore. Is that my lane that's exiting, or this new lane that's opening up? New lane, okay, cool. Hello, person. Picking up garbage. Good on ya. Good on ya. So yeah, our next load is a load of kitty litter, I think. No, not kitty litter. Pet food, I think. It's either pet food or kitty litter. I forget which. From Topeka. I forget which of those is the load I turned down and which is the load I accepted, but it's going from, the load that we're taking is going from Topeka to a Walmart distribution center in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. So that should be fun. We're dropping off our empty trailer, hopefully tonight. The load's not supposed to be ready till like 2 a.m. So we'll get up there, hand off our empty trailer, and see if we can't bobtail over to the Loves around the corner and sleep. have figured out the bunk heater controls. Thank you to the person who commented on the truck tour video about that. So we are able to stay warm at night again without running the engine, which is nice because it got chilly, very chilly last night. Got down to 34 degrees here in Kansas, which is very annoying because I tried to buy a new bottle of wiper fluid yesterday when I stopped at the Flying J in Ardmore, and they only had the 32 degrees wiper fluid, which is, for those of you who aren't familiar with American temperature units, is freezing. 32 is the freezing point. You don't want wiper fluid that's going to freeze on you. That stuff is typically not that useful. It tends to have a little more like soap and stuff in it, so it's better at dealing with bugs. So it'll have like a degreaser that's good at getting bug guts off your windshield, but it'll have that higher freezing point and less antifreeze in it. So if you put that stuff in your tank and then you encounter really cold weather, you'll end up with ice in the system. And the reservoir in your engine block is probably not going to freeze just from latent heat from the engine, unless you're parked for like a whole day and it's very cold. It's probably not going to freeze, except for maybe a little ice buildup on the edge of the tank. But in those little bitty lines that go up to the wiper blades, those can freeze in a snap. Especially since they're exposed to the wind for that last foot or so as they get up to the wiper blade itself. So yeah, you don't want wiper fluid that can freeze.
In 1.5 miles,
in
keep
those
to
pipes.
the left on East Kellogg Drive, US 400.
I'm pretty sure that there's a ramp that just goes straight onto the turnpike from this highway. Pretty sure. Like the fact that there's not a sign saying, hey, if you want to get to the turnpike to Topeka, take this exit, has me thinking I can just jump straight onto the turnpike from up here. 99% sure I can. Also, I've just never driven this freeway before, so it was an opportunity to hit a new road, which is always exciting. That looks much lower than it needs to be. Yikes. Still at my roof? Yep, still on my roof. There's no clearance sign posted on
mile, keep to the left on East Kellogg Drive, US 400.
This must be pretty new, because I think this is why Thomas didn't want me to go this way, because Thomas doesn't know this section of freeway exists. Thomas thinks we're over on that frontage road to the right.
In a quarter of a mile, keep to the left on East Kellogg Drive, US 400.
You really had to swoop in front of me, hit the brakes, and then take an off ramp? Really? I-35, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, toll road, exit 3/4 of a mile. There we go. See, I was right. Thomas is confused, but I was right. Our GPS has no idea what we're doing. I've been updating it. Like, it's got up-to-date maps. I don't know why it doesn't know about this particular section of highway. It's a case where I was somehow more informed than my own truck. Alright. Hello, Volvo. I need to go that way. So I am trying to hit the brakes. Thank you. Here you go. You got on the accelerator finally. Alright, so I'm expecting a toll plaza here, so there's no reason for me to stay in top gear. Yeah, 25 mile an hour. Okay. Where do I get my ticket? Kansas City, north. Wheels are all looking good. Wheels are all looking good on that side. Excellent. Downshift. Jacobs. My GPS must not be the only one that doesn't know about this. There's nobody else on this ramp. No ticket available. Use cash lane at exit. What? Oh, weird.
Off route.
How odd. Yeah, it's just a straight merge onto the turnpike. How utterly bizarre. There we go. Hello, say hi. Oh, no flash. Interesting. Oh, please don't pull out right in front of me, guy. Yoink! We're good? We're good. And resume. 58 blistering miles per hour on the Kansas Turnpike. Because it's windy, and I do not wish to go faster because wind makes my truck sad. Hello, car. It looks like a fancy car that accelerates quickly. Yay! Good job. Hey, there's a brand new T680. Very fancy. Next gen, one might say. Alright, that was Wichita. I've just been rambling for like 20 minutes now. Thank you all for joining me as we ventured onto the Kansas Turnpike without a toll transponder, which I'm sure will be fine. I can't wait for that conversation in an hour and a half. Sorry, 2 hours. Thank you all so much for watching. My name's Ellie O'Dare. You can find me on the internet at Ellie O'Dare on Xbox Live, Steam, Nintendo Switch, and of course Twitter. Twitter's the easiest place to get a hold of me because I check that pretty much every time I stop the truck. But you can also just leave comments below the videos, and I do read all of those because I am still a tiny channel, and I enjoy the comments. Mostly. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!